out the airport, right? I saw my guy, right?
Okay.
He do currency exchange.
Okay.
I needed some bread because I had American U.S. dollars, so you know he do his job. That's his business right here. Street hood nigga, man, but he real, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He been holding you down for 3 weeks. You can't be mad.
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, JT the Bigga Figga has been a big figure in the world of hip-hop for the last 30 years now. His rap skills, his entrepreneurial business acumen, and his talent cannot be questioned. But in the last few days, rumours have been resurfacing questioning JT's integrity. Allegations that he is nothing more than a scam artist. So some of you might be saying, well, these are not allegations we haven't heard before. So why again now? Why are these allegations starting to resurface? Well, we're going to go into that today. But first, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon, link in the description. From California to Burkina Faso to Kenya, he keeps it moving. Why? Why does he keep moving? What's he scared of? What's he on the run from? Who is he on the run from? Now, I know that he's well known in the United States of America, but first, before we get into things, I'm going to give you a little rundown on who JT Bigga Figga is. JT Bigga Figga, or figgpanamera, or josephtom, his real name, is an American artist, rapper, director, you name it. He's a jack of all trades in the entertainment industry. He started his career back in 1991 by starting his own record label out of his bedroom in his house in San Francisco. His debut album, Don't Stop Till We Major, that he released back in 1992, was a relative success. Back in 1995, eventually he signed for Priority Records, making him an instant millionaire, albeit a single-digit millionaire. His career in the music industry didn't exactly tank, but it didn't exactly take off like The Game and Snoop Dogg, known affiliates of his. So he went into investments and real estate. JT the Bigga Figga makes himself out to be an extremely successful entrepreneur, businessman, and entertainment tycoon. But just how successful is he? I mean, let's look at it this way. If you are a very successful rapper, artist, entertainer, producer, director in LA, wouldn't you stay out there and continue your business out there? Truth be told, JT had a number of business failures. Courts dissolved his businesses and froze his assets. So there you have it. It was for financial reasons that JT had to leave California. He couldn't do the things that he was doing right now. He couldn't continue to do the things that he was doing in the past, his business activities, without his assets being frozen and the money being taken away from him for back taxes and also for fraudulent business activities. So is that the only reason he left California? I would like to hypothesize, because I don't think JT is the bad boy gangster that he makes himself out to be. I think that there was another ingredient, another reason why JT left the United States of America, and that reason is curtissnow. JT now runs the YouTube channel Trapflix that is owned by a gentleman by the name of Ordell Brodus, who just happens to be the son of Snoop Dogg. curtissnow and JT were once business partners. They both fell out after a contract dispute with Snoop Dogg. Both of them accused one another of trying to shiest one another over. Eventually, they parted ways. And this is when the beef between each other really started to ramp up. JT threatened curtissnow and vice versa. And Snoop Dogg apparently put a bounty on both of their heads. Now, I would be lying to you if I told you I knew the full story, but the fact is this. This all happened in California, and one of them ran away from California. And it wasn't curtissnow. Rumor had it that curtissnow was closing in on JT and even followed him over to Africa to take care of him. However, this was unlikely to happen in the relatively safe climate of Burkina Faso. JT once again started his real estate operations from Burkina Faso. He started selling pieces of land, selling property to African Americans who were looking to escape the police violence over in the United States. JT has a strong following, and he built up this mini empire in Burkina Faso by promising people gold. However, once again, he delivered them lead. He managed to raise well over $200,000 from his subscribers and his fans from back in the United States. People who were looking to escape the United States and buy property in Burkina Faso. However, none of these properties materialized, not even the land that he had promised to those people who paid their money. $200,000. That is a nice little earner, especially if you're living on the African continent. That will go a long way. So he has invested this money. He's bought cars, houses, which you can easily do in Burkina Faso, and he parades them on his YouTube channel, Trapflix. Now, all this is nothing but a mere front. All he is doing is he's trying to persuade people that he is soluble, that he is successful. He is putting on a front to show people back in America that you can be successful in Africa. Now, we know we can be successful in Africa, but you don't need to scam people in order to have success in Africa. So JT had made it to the motherland, and he was planning to plant his roots right there in Burkina Faso. Everything seemed to be going to plan until this happened.
You know what's crazy, dog?
What happened?
I spent damn near probably about $5,000 just to Burkina Faso.
Bro,
That's crazy.
listen, we so happy you here. We can't wait to spoil you and everything that you need. I'm talking about spoil you. We don't want you to spend your money now. We don't need you spending your money. Like, we here to spoil you. That's what this whole video footage for. To show what is it like when you make it to Fillmore, Africa, a state.
I'm trying to make it happen, man. You know what it feel like, man, when I first got here? Like I said, man, in America, people follow you. You got agents. They try to stop you from doing what you gotta do.
Yes.
Damn, they feel like they follow me on the goddamn plane.
The motherfucker follow
I
me.
swear to God, bro.
They can't come to the village.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't come here. See, once we drive through what we just drove through,
Hotel, they probably come to the hotel.
they can come to the hotel. They can come there. Be careful drinking anything or touching anything that ain't in your eyesight.
Yeah, let me tell you about some weird shit. When I was in my apartment,
On November 22nd, 2020, a former veteran of the US Army, Cole Jerry Lamont, was killed by the Burkina Faso security forces in Burkina Faso. He had gone to Burkina Faso, money in hand, to buy land from JT's Fillmore Africa estate. This put JT in the spotlight once again for all the wrong reasons. This episode brought up tensions between the Burkina Faso security forces and JT. Now, JT pretty much didn't have anything to do with this because he didn't know this gentleman was on the way from the United States to sell this land in the first place. He'd just come over there willy-nilly to meet JT. Rumors started spreading like wildfire that there was a bounty on JT's head by the security forces over there in Burkina Faso. So what did JT do? Well, he did what he is very good at. He packed up his stuff and he ran away again. He is now safely in Kenya with his family. Fillmore Africa Estate is now being set up and run again from Nairobi. He has come back to his subscribers with very attractive offerings of $5,000 to get your house on the way to being built. But until now, we have seen nothing. We haven't had any of his customers in their houses or anything like this. We've seen nothing from this gentleman. All we have seen is talk and video of his own house and his own cars and him parading himself and talking like he is successful. We've seen all this before. Art Cathy, we've seen all this before. Crazy Boyd, we've seen all this before. And we should know by now that the people who are going over to Africa at this moment and starting these types of businesses are not the creme de la creme of African Americans. These are the people who are down and out. These are the people who cannot do the same thing back in the United States of America and are seeing opportunities to take money off innocent people. So things have started to ramp up very recently. Within the last couple of days, the whole of YouTube is going wild for one reason and one reason only.
Stimulus checks heading out to most Americans. I'm already receiving their payments straight into their bank accounts. President Biden this week hitting the road to explain the $1.9 trillion package directly to Americans.
Tonight, Americans starting to see financial help from Washington. Some of those direct $1,400 payments laid out in President Biden's COVID relief package already landing in bank accounts.
We have to get this right. Details matter.
Yes, once again, the stimulus bill has been passed in the House of Congress. Right now, as we speak, the checks are being printed and the scammers are out and in force looking to take their little bit of cash away from you. They know that you have money that you didn't know you was going to have until the past few days. So they are gearing up right now. They are doing their lives. They are trying to sell their services. They're trying to sell their property. All of these scammers are now in overdrive, including JT. This is why you need to be careful right now, because these guys know what they are doing. So they'll take you down the sales corridor. They'll show you how successful they are. They'll show you how you can attain that same success. They'll start the talk, you know, their rhetoric, the way Art Cathy used to do it, you know, where she used to act like she was one of your homegirls. JT does the exact same thing too. He takes you down this sales corridor and he does it in a language that certain people in his neighborhood who come from the same place where he comes from, the exact same way that they talk. And he will take you down that sales corridor using that same rhetoric so you can trust him. He builds trust in this way. It's easy for you to give money to somebody who already has money, okay? And which is the reason why it's important that he makes you believe that he has lots of money by showing you cars and houses that don't belong to him. JT does not own any property in Africa at all. He doesn't own anything. This is the way he was able to pick up and leave Burkina Faso so quickly. And now that he is in Kenya, he is going to start the process all over again. Do not be surprised if things once again start to go south and turn sour. JT is nothing but a scam artist who is once again looking to take your money. So whatever you do, please follow my advice once again and do not give money to these people, especially to people who you can see taking you down that sales corridor. They don't want you to see that you are being taken for a ride. The stimulus checks are being printed and they are on their way to you, and these wolves can smell blood. They know that it's on the way to you. So please guys, especially you over there in the United States of America, please be careful. Please watch out, because these are the games that they play. They are all playing it, especially this JT. He is slimy and he only wants one thing, that money. And until he turns around and gives that $200,000 back to the people who invested it back in Burkina Faso, you should never trust this man under any circumstances. That's it from me for today. Do you have any experience buying land or doing business with JT, the Bigga Figga? Please let me know. Thank you for watching. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice. Ta-ra a bit.